Okay, for this page, you're going to have to refer back to that chart on the previous page with the conversions between the metric units and the English customary system. Okay, you're most definitely going to need to use that previous page. So let's start this one right here. It says the milk was $3.69 per gallon. Find the cost per liter. Okay, so what do you start with? Start with what you're given. You're given $3.69 for 1 gallon. Again, we need to convert this to the cost per liter, gallons to liters, and we already did this on the previous problem. We know that 1 gallon is the same thing as 3.79 liters. So when we do this, we would have $sign on top, we'd have liters on bottom, and we'd do 3.69 divided by 3.79. We're going to round to the nearest cent here. If we round to the nearest cent here, because remember these are all approximations anyways, rounding to the nearest cent, I'm getting about, 97 cents, so 0.97. So it's 97 cents per liter would be our answer. Okay, it says metric units are used in the United States. Cereal is sold by gram. 35 millimeter film is also available. And soda is sold by the liter. The same conversion rates used to convert U.S. customary units to metric are used to convert metric units to U.S. customary. In other words, we could go the other direction. No different. So let's look at this. About converting 200 meters to feet. Start off with what you're given, 200 meters, and we need to go to feet. So we need to look up the conversion 4 meters to feet. Well, if we look at it, look on the previous page on the chart, I'm getting 1 meter is approximately 3.28 feet. So a little bit longer, about 3 1/3 feet, right? I mean, roughly, it's not quite that. It's approximate. And that's in terms of, sorry, I forgot my units, which is the most important part. That's in terms of feet. So meters cancel. And so this would be equal to, approximately equal to actually, 200 times 3.28. And again, now this is in terms of feet. Of course, that's divided by 1, which is equal to about 656 feet. So 200 meters is about 656 feet. So I don't know if you guys have ever done like track and field sports, right? So there's 200 meters swimming, 200 meters. How far have you traveled? About 656 feet. Remember, that is an estimation. Convert 45 centimeters to inches. Round to the nearest hundredth. Hundredth means we need, 100 has 2 zeros, so I need 2 decimal places. So we're going to start off with what we're given, 45 centimeters. And now we need to find a conversion between centimeters and inches. Well, we know this one is exact. This one's 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch. That one's actually exact. So what would we have here? This would be left in inches. We'd have to do 45 divided by 2.54. Go ahead and do that in your calculator, and we need to round to 2 decimal places. If we round to 2 decimal places, we'd have to round up, and I'd get 17.72 inches. Please make sure you round properly and read the problem for where you need to round, because if you are off by 1/100th here, I do have to count it wrong. So you do have to be exact here. Be very, very careful. Let's look at example 17. Example 17 says convert 90 kilometers per hour to miles per hour. Round to the nearest hundredth. So we're going to start off what they give us. They give us 90 kilometers for 1 hour. Okay. We need to do a conversions to miles, so we need to go from kilometers to miles. So what's the approximation? It's about 1.61 kilometers is approximately 1.61 kilometers is about 1 mile. Okay. So which one's longer? A mile is longer. Which one's faster? Miles per hour are faster than kilometers per hour. So let's look at this. Kilometers cancel out, and we're left with 90 on top. Divide that by 1.61, and that would be in terms of miles on top and hours on bottom, which is approximately to the nearest hundredth. I'm getting about 55.90, or on this one, you could actually say 55.9 miles per hour. Okay, let's try that again. Again, please make sure you're putting your answers in the answer blanks. I just don't want to scroll any more than I already have to for you guys. Okay, number 18, express 75 kilometers per hour in miles per hour. 75 kilometers per hour in miles per hour. So let's start off with what we're given. We're given 75 kilometers in 1 hour. How many miles per hour is that? Well, we're going to use our conversion. Again, 1.61 kilometers is in 1 mile. Kilometers cancel out. We're left with approximately, again, this is an estimation, 75 divided by 1.61 would now be in terms of miles per hour. You could write MPH, I'd be fine with that as well. Plug that into your calculator and let's see what you get. I'm having to round down on this one because I see an 8.3, so the 3 means I round down. So I'm getting 46.58 miles per hour. So if you see a speed limit sign in a foreign country, for instance, cross the border down into Rocky Point, going down to Mexico, and you see a speed limit sign that says 75 kilometers per hour, you better not be driving above about 45, 50 miles per hour because they'll easily pull you over. So, yes, you did need to know these conversions for this class, but I hope this intrigues you because I know many of you, and I always ask this in class every time I teach, how many people want to go to a foreign country? Well, when you go to a foreign country, you need to realize that nothing is going to be measured the same. Nothing, or virtually nothing, will be measured the same. You won't be using dollars, so your money is going to have to be converted. You won't be using, if you rent a car, you're not going to be doing miles to gallon, you're going to be doing kilometers to liters. When you fill it up, they don't give you a price per gallon, they give you a price per liter. So for instance, in Europe, it would be euros per liter, which is a way different version than it is dollars per gallon. You'd be surprised when you convert dollars to gallons to euros per liter, both dollars to euros and gallons to liters. My goodness, do you find out the price of gas? I did it with my mom when I went to Spain. My mom and I went to Spain and rented a car and drove around for a couple of days across the countryside. I found out doing the conversions we were paying over $6.50 per gallon of gas. Absolutely insane. So you need to understand these conversions. This isn't a joke. This is, if you want to see the world, if you want to experience the world, realize that the rest of the world does it in a much simpler system than we do, and you can't be afraid of their system. You can't be afraid to do these conversions. Beautiful thing now is technology can do a lot of those conversions for you on the fly, but I hope you find this as a very important section. I've shown you how to do the conversions, US to US, metric to metric was just the King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And then the US to metric and back and forth, those ones are really hard and you have to use those charts for your approximations. Good luck with your conversions.